You're joining us with Luke Vayro before training on Thursday night. Cheers for joining us, Luke.
No worries.
Luke, was looking at your appearances so far, and it feels like you've been around for ages, but it's only 6 appearances for the club so far. And I've worked out that in that time, you've got through to a cup final, you've won the league, you've lifted the trophy, you've won a local derby, and you played in the Isle of Man. So you've got to be pleased with your start at West.
Yeah, it couldn't get much better, really,
No.
could it? You know, it's been great to come in, to be honest. Obviously, I missed a few games being ill, which weren't ideal, but yeah, it's been brilliant since I've come in.
Was that kind of like your aim at joining West? Did you know that these kind of big games were potentially coming up when you signed up? Was that kind of how the club was sold to you a little bit?
Yeah, it was sold to me anyway. Like as soon as I left Alsager, I went training with another club, and then Chris rang me. West every day, innit? Not going to turn West down, really, are you?
I wouldn't know,
No.
but yeah, that's good to hear. So, do you know Chris from way back? Like, how's he found you?
Basically, my family are Rotty fans, and obviously he's involved around there, so I've known him for a while, to be honest. It's like Sam as well, I've known him since being a kid, so I knew a few of the lads.
So, if we go way back to the start of West season and the start of your season back in July last year, you were actually the first goal of the West campaign, but against West, when you scored against us when you were playing for Alsager. Can you talk us through that goal for anyone who wasn't there? What happened there?
Well, I don't get many, but the ball just fell to me at the edge of the box, so I just put it away after a bit of a scramble.
Do you want to name any names? Which marker did you beat there to hit it in? Was Dibs a bit slow off the mark? Or
No,
Sam,
I'm not going to stitch any of the lads up like that, but no. AJ did dive, but to be fair, can't blame him. Right in the corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, you say you didn't get any goals, but you got like another one the next game, didn't you? Or 2 in the first
yeah,
3.
So. Scored 2 in the first 3. The other one's against Main Road.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's 3-1
like
there. Yeah.
So that's not something we're expecting for West. That was.
I get the odd goal, I do chip in, yeah. You know, scored a few from set pieces. I like to get myself in there.
Yeah, very nice. Fancy chances before the end of the season, maybe getting.
Yeah, try and grab one. Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice in the cup final, wouldn't it?
That would be very nice. That would be very nice. So, what are your memories of that day? What do you remember of West? Do you remember thinking these guys are onto something? Or
yeah, you look at the squad like throughout, and it's just quality everywhere.
Yeah.
And when we played against them, obviously we went 1-0 up, but I think we had 10% possession, maybe if that.
Yeah.
We had one shot all game, so you knew they were going to be strong contenders for the league.
Were there any West players giving you a hard time that day, like running?
No, they weren't, to be honest.
Because the goals came from set pieces, I think.
Yeah,
didn't they?
all three.
Yeah.
All three were centre halves, weren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Well, I know it's always going to be hard, especially with the back in West get. So, you know, with Alsager's had pain to get to, innit? And they travel in numbers, don't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we played Alsager on Saturday. Was that weird for you playing against was some of your old teammates there? Was there a bit of a?
They've had a player out, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah. I knew 2 of them, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of them. That's it.
So it felt like a new team against.
Yeah.
So Chris has said kind of throughout the season that he's built this West team on like a strong defence.
Yeah.
So like knowing that coming in, was that something that was a bit daunting for you, or do you see that as like a challenge trying to get into that first team? Like how do you take that?
Sort of thrive off it, to be honest. If
Yeah.
you've got an opportunity, you've got to try and take it with both hands, haven't you? That's football. There's no competition, you know, you're going to be slacking, so yeah, I just love it. Got a competition for the boys, haven't you? Try and get yourself in there.
And how would you describe your kind of style of play as a centre back? Are you more of a like no nonsense, ball at the feet? Like how do you like to play?
Yeah, I like to play with the ball at the feet, you know, I like to think of myself as a ball playing centre half. Yeah, comfortable with the ball, but then you've got to do your defending, aren't you? Which I love. You know, winning your headers, your tackles, and everything.
Yeah. And I think West is quite a close-knit team. A lot of players who've known each other for a while. Was that kind of intimidating at all, or how easy is it to kind of like shape yourself into a successful kind of close-knit team this stage of the season?
Yeah, the first time I went training, I was like a bit like, wow.
Yeah.
Everyone's like family here, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which is great. It's great to come into because they took me under the wing as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I felt part of the family straight away, but. No, I knew a few of the boys anyway, so it always helps, doesn't it? You've got a few you can go, all right, mate, you know.
Yeah. It feels like watching the celebrations that it feels like you've been at the team for a while. Like you're in the celebrations, you're really part of it now.
Yeah, I feel like I fit right in, to be fair, which is good, which always helps you on the pitch as well.
Yeah, totally.
But no, it's a top set of lads, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what are your aims for the rest of the season for West? Is you know what you're looking for now?
Well, I've got to go still in 2 cups, aren't we? Got a cup final. Obviously, Southport will be a tricky one, but don't see why we can't go over there and get a result. And obviously, is it the Macron Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, fancy us in that, you know.
And the Edward Cases 2 cups in that final, so 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fancy us to at least win one of them.
Yeah.
You know, been brilliant all year. Don't see why it'd stop.
Quadruples on.
Yeah, it's on, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about longer term? Are you kind of looking for next season, or is that kind of too far in the future for you?
No, listen, if Chris will have me, I'd love to stay. You know, it's a great club. and really enjoy my football at the minute.
Yeah, well, we've enjoyed watching you. It's gone well for the first 6 games, so let's hope the next few go just as well. Right, we'll let you get off to training.
Nice one, thank you.
Cheers, thanks a lot.